Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my week 2 Premier League predictions. We made week 1 whenever we were making the last video being the Premier League predictions. I'm going to put it on the screen right here. Um yeah, we've already done week 1 and I had awful predictions. Yeah, Hull won. Anyway, I am already regretting a lot of my predictions for this season as a whole. Um like I said, we're approaching 4,000 subs. I think we're on like 3.7. Let's try and by the end of the month get 4K, and then by the end of September 5,000. And by the time we get to November 7,000, hopefully, and by the time we get to the end of the year, 10K. But I'd be happy with 8. And let's try and get monetization. I've got nothing else to say. Can we hit 10 likes on this video? And yeah, let's just get into it. Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. I'm gonna be honest, we went 1-0 down against Bournemouth and I was panicking and I predicted a 2-2 draw. We won 2-1, we came back. I'm gonna be honest, lads, I'm not convinced. I think it was a lucky result. But I do think Bournemouth will do well this season and I do stick by that despite that first game. They did play well against City. Palace, they lost to who was it lost to again? They lost to Everton 2-0. And I think Everton's proven a lot of people that they might actually do well this season. I predicted them were 13th. Originally, I predicted 9th or 10th, and I'm already regretting that decision. I think City wins again. I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester City. City score going 2-0 up, and then Palace will get a constellation going like the 87th minute. Who will score for City? Haaland and let's throw the name in the hat. Cherky. No, not Cherky. Kovacic. Why not? Kovacic and Haaland with Cherky getting 2 assists again, and already 2 games in having 4 assists. I think Cherky will play really well for us this season. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. Now, this one's a wee bit of a weird one because Liverpool drew their last game. Nottingham Forest lost, as I predicted they would, to Leeds. I actually got that one right. I think it was 1-0 I predicted and ended up 1-0. Um, I'm going to go a 3-1 Liverpool win here. I think Barcola will strike on his debut. And if he does play, he'll get a goal. And I said they'll go 3-0 up and then Nottingham Forest will get a consolation. I'm trying to think who else can even score for Liverpool. Who's all even left from Liverpool's squad now? I think about it. Well, I actually don't even know who's left. Gakpo could be leaving. Um, and TK, Isaac, one of them two will score 1 or 2. Yeah. Now to the 3 o'clock kickoff. This is a bigger game than you think. Coventry versus Hull. This is a bigger game than you think. Why? This is probably arguably the worst team promoted versus the best team promoted, being Coventry, the best team promoted, versus Hull, the worst team. And the worst team just beat United 2-0, because the team who finished first and won the championship got hammered by Arsenal 3-0. You could make the argument it is an Arsenal team that's probably going to win the league again. It's probably an Arsenal team that's going to win the league again, but I don't know. Hull really demonstrated a great start. And you know what? If you could beat United at home 2-0, who's to say you can't beat Coventry away? I don't think it will be a Hull win. I'm going to say a 1-1 Coventry win. No, 1-1 Coventry. A 1-1 draw from Coventry and Hull. I said this is much more of a win for Hull. I think they'll start the season with 4 points from 2 games. And you know what? I still think they might find a way to get relegated. I don't know how, but I don't think I've ever seen a promoted team gonna have this good of a start of what I'm predicting and probably still get relegated. To the next game, game 4, Bournemouth Everton. Now this is a tricky one because Bournemouth did play very well against City and Everton did beat Nottingham Forest 2-0. I don't know because Everton have just won their first game. Are we going off momentum or what I actually think here? I'm gonna say a 2-2 draw. I just think Bournemouth are too good of a side to lose to Everton. And Everton away at the Fatality Stadium, I just don't know. Now, the half-5 kickoff, we have Tottenham versus Newcastle. Now this could genuinely go either way because Newcastle just drew against Liverpool. They didn't look awful. And Tottenham lost to Brentford 3-0. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Again, back-to-back 2-2 draws. I know that's crazy, but yeah. To the Sunday fixtures. Sunderland versus Fulham. Like I said, I think Fulham could have a decent little season, but at the same time, I predicted Sunderland to have a decent little season too. I said Sunderland would finish 15th. I don't know if that's decent, but you know, I said Fulham would finish 14th. I'm going to say a 0-0 draw. I'm just going to put it out there. 0-0 draw. Boring start to Sunday. Meanwhile, the other game between Leeds and Brentford might be an exciting game considering both these teams won, which is the game I'm moving on to. Leeds and Brentford. I'm going to say a 2-0 Leeds win. I'm going to say James Trafford gets another clean sheet. And, yeah, Brentford only win because Tottenham were awful and didn't have their best squad out. Leeds are going to win. And James Trafford, like I said, I'm going to say he will get probably the most clean sheets this season. Probably keeper of the season, if not second or third. So, Leeds win. Next, we have Chelsea-Brighton. Like I said, this could go either way. Again, this one. Because Chelsea beat Fulham 3-2, right? But Brighton did just beat Aston Villa 4-0. This could genuinely go any way. I don't know. Because how can you beat Villa 4-0 and then lose to Chelsea? It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw, right? 1-1 draw. I know I'm predicting a lot of draws again, but I don't know. How can you beat Villa 4-0 and end up losing your next game, even if it is just a revitalised Chelsea? Chelsea didn't look too strong against Fulham. That's why I think genuinely, I think it could be a draw. Next, we're going to go to the half-4 kickoff. Man United versus Ipswich. And this could be an interesting one. United were given 2 new promoted teams. The best possible start this season. You lose to Hull. And what happens if you don't even beat Ipswich? I'm going to say it now. I actually don't think we've ever had a better start to the season. I can't remember the last time where 2 new promoted clubs win their first game. So, and not only that, it was the 2 promoted clubs that everybody was saying was definitely going down. People said Coventry had a chance of staying up. I actually don't know what to predict here, because Ipswich could genuinely give United a good run. They looked pretty decent against, who was it, Palace? No, Sunderland. It was Sunderland. It was Sunderland. United looked awful against. I'm gonna back a 2-1 United win. I'm gonna back a 2-1 United win here. Ipswich get their win in the first game, but United, they learned from their last game. I'm gonna say a 2-1 United win with a goal from Rashford, and I'm gonna say a goal from Tielemans. Yeah. Monday Night Football. This is going to be a game to watch. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Can Aston Villa do better than what they did? Like, okay, literally, lads, as long as you don't concede more than 4 goals, you're all good, lads. Even, lads, you could lose 2-0 to Arsenal and it's fine because you haven't embarrassed yourselves at home. Lads, I'm going to be honest though, yeah, you will probably lose, and I am going to go with a 2-0 Arsenal win because that's 4-0 to Brighton. A team that finished, what, 8th last season? Brighton are a good side, lads. But you are the champions. Sorry, not Champions League. Europa League champions, and you also finished in the top 4 last season. And you're telling me you lost 4-0 to a team that finished 8th? No, lads. I'm gonna say it now. Arsenal's gonna win this 2-0, and goals from. I'm gonna say goals from Saka and Gyökeres, the striker. Yeah, that's my predictions. Don't forget to like and subscribe anyway. This video's went over 10 minutes, so um, don't forget to like, subscribe. Like I said, 4K for the end of the month. This will probably be the final video of the month. I might film a podcast episode and upload it someday. I don't know. I've got like 10 different things I have to do, and like 4 of them are uni related. So I've got a busy next week. Yeah. Anyway, adios.